Hello, welcome to another episode of AI, the Somnium Files nirvanA initiative. I swear, in this session, I'm going to get an ending. If I don't,
your objective is to
it'd be
solve
like that
the mystery
sometimes.
behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor!
That corpse didn't teleport here after all. Firing your gun in here? Are you insane?
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
Okay, so yeah, last time we did some investigating and we found out that, what do you call it? The Jin Furui's body that dropped was not fucking magic or space-time shit. It was because of some scheme that a person did. But, you know, when we tried to investigate terror, Chikara is dead as well, apparently. What the fuck is grindcore? Let's go with symphonic. It's like sponge cake. Okay, yeah. And like, I don't know why we couldn't just investigate the body when we found it and we have to do this virtual reality shit. Because I thought like this virtual reality shit was for like when like you find new information that could play a part in an old what do you call this, investigative spot. Because then like, you know, because we like they were giving us the hint that like, oh, what was it, like some space-time bullshit psychic powers or whatever, and then we were like, nah, that can't be. So then when we investigated Jin Furui, we were like, oh yeah, there's a explanation for everything. But here we jump straight into it, so it's a little weird, but you know, I'll go along. It's the door, table, wait, what? Nothing that leads to a clue. Chair.
Ryuki, can you not rub your face on it?
And why not?
I'm not!
Nothing of notes. Window. It's a window. Teacher's desk. Nothing suspicious. Blackboard. Nothing. Monitor. Nothing. Locker. Nothing. Oh, alright, let's investigate the corpse.
Chikara's right side. The cross-section is stuck right onto the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would make it about 4 hours ago.
Wait, what? 4 hours ago when we found it, or 4 hours ago now?
So, around 8 p.m. on February 11th.
Okay, so 4 hours when we found
Right
it.
around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Right side, it's against the bar. X-ray.
I'm sorry, Ryuki.
So there's no explosion mechanism in this one.
This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you.
What is it?
Will you hear me out?
Go it, just spit it out.
What?
The thing is,
You're pregnant?
this corpse is so cowardly that
It has no guts!
She needs to work on her jokes.
What?
I know. That was so bad, the joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it! I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts!
See, if you wanted to make that joke, you would have said something like, man, that corpse is so cowardly, and then Ryuki would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you say it has no guts. But then she kind of like led off with like, I have something to tell you, Ryuki. It's
I
like,
couldn't let this chance pass me by.
it's a bad setup. You gotta learn to how to tell jokes, Tama. Come on.
looks like there aren't any other clues here.
The reason the corpse is on the blackboard is because it doesn't have internal organs anymore. The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than the outside. It's similar to how suction cups work. It's kind of gross. Or is that how? Is that how the Jin Fure's body also
Well,
kind of stuck to the
satisfied?
ground? Actually, no. Well, I have no idea. Honestly, the game didn't really say much. What about the security
I
cameras?
checked the footage, but I didn't see anyone suspicious. Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
Your boy, the boy Boydum from Brahmin, he like jumped a fence, and so he might like know the security flaws in the school. Though I kind of like, why the fuck would he be involved in this kind of case? Who
Any
knows?
cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Sekiba High is completely lacking.
Okay, but they should surely have like night guards or something. Looks like a rich school. About
I think he was lying
message.
about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Chimpei to find it?
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Chimpei. That's my assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this terror?
I wouldn't be having so much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it?
She has an alibi.
Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death. And she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow.
Very possible.
Chikara was a member of NICE, and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon, as if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation. A false world created by a program.
Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
I don't know, but it's possible. In any case, let's go see Tokiko. I have to talk to her.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
Okay.
I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
What are you, a psychic? Stop throwing your gang signs at me. Waterfall, pond, statue, window. Ooh, it's daytime. Lights.
The symbol of
Non-opal.
NICE, the non-opal X.
Yes, you've talked about this
There
before.
are 4 unseen X's hidden within.
What do you mean?
They represent the truth
Oh.
of the world you live in.
The 4 squares?
That is yet another meaning inside the non-opal X.
4 unseen X's. Chair. It's a fancy chair. Glass doll. Desk. Mamoru. Tokiko's secretary and bodyguard. About this
As
room.
you know, this is the president's office at the NICE Japan branch.
The world is full of rubbish. Such things should all be washed away. That was my thinking when I designed this room.
You designed it.
You designed it.
That's my line.
Yes. The flow of water cleanses one's heart,
Is your heart dirty?
just like the flow of time.
Stop throwing gang signs. Why the sunglasses?
These aren't sunglasses.
What are they?
It's a fairy's black bra.
Nice.
What a degenerate.
Nah, he's a man of culture.
Not really. She's a kind woman. But I obviously wouldn't tell you even if I did know something.
Why not?
As her secretary, it's part of my job to protect her secrets.
Mamoru is an excellent employee who faithfully fulfills his duties. I have complete trust in him.
Do you?
I'm honored to hear that. I respect you from the bottom of my heart as well.
Gag.
Are they gonna hook up? Pervert wearing a black bar on his face. Nothing wrong with that. Houseplants. Tokiko. You know Shinpei
No.
Wagai?
I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but
I have absolutely no idea who it could be.
That sounds like a lie to
I'm
me.
sorry I can't help you, but
Jin's right half didn't
I've
teleport.
solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible.
Stop being so close-minded, Riki. Just because you figured it out here. What if it's like Tama lying to
We
you?
live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible.
Tama is the program.
Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa. I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things.
Aren't Kappas real? At least in the last game?
And there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of Nyes have nothing to do with this.
That's Cap.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if Nyes is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon. What was written on the signboard. It all advances your agenda.
But to what gain, though? Like, like, it's like a hoax to further their cause? To get more money?
Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video.
I still don't like, I feel like they should have handed this, not handed, but like talked to Shoma more on how he deciphered the video and maybe decipher the new one as well, because, you know.
What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join Nyes in it?
Yeah, like, it's, if it is like Bats 490, which she's like saying that Nyes did do, then, you know, this should also have a further agenda of like recruiting more people. But we haven't deciphered the video, so what the fuck do we know?
I know of the incident, of course. However,
Yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of Nyes. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would be my motive?
Well,
Silencing him?
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Horadori is an avid believer in the Order of Percent. Their order and Nyes are heading in completely different directions.
But she did like question if Chikara was like arrested or something, and then like we said he was released. So maybe they tried to silence him before he like said anything further about Nyes.
perhaps Nyes and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I doubt that though.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that Nyes and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
What do you
We are
believe
living
in?
in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation. That is what Nyes believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent We are living in a simulation, a false world, but they wish to remain imprisoned within it forever.
Okay.
Forever.
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open world game where you play as a criminal?
Yes.
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
Why are you saying it in that tone?
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Then you can understand. If this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
Well then, what was Chikara doing that was so evil?
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable.
I'm not connecting the dots here.
The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
What? I'm not connecting the dots. What? They want to live here forever, and then because of that, he wants immortality. I guess it's simpler than I thought. But then it's like, if he, oh well, maybe I'll figure out more.
I'm aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie. By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier?
What did I say?
Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense.
Yeah,
That is clearly false.
you have me
The
proof?
simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science.
Okay, what's your scientific proof?
In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter.
Like who?
The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher.
Okay, you say scientist and now you're saying philosopher?
However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi.
Are these still philosophers?
This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion.
Like you're speaking from like you're saying it's science based, but then you're saying philosophers are saying this shit.
There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
Okay, but you said it had scientific ground.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
Yep.
No, there is plenty of science to support it.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm looking
The
for.
holographic principle, theory of relativity. The measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
What, that you can't measure anything because until it's like recorded. I think relativity is the time is relative. I don't know what holographic is. I mean, I know what holographic means, but I don't know what the principle is. Alright. Okay. Let's go with the philosopher first.
I'd like to ask you one thing.
Go for it.
Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world?
I think it's possible.
And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Well, somewhere out there, probably.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with three possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality. 2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains, that civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
Yes. But I think it's immoral to, like, you know, just have those thoughts and not accept the possibility that this is reality.
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself, kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Just so you know, I'm not saying I believe the simulation theory. The simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. Yeah, basically, like, when you go into the what ifs, then, like, you what if
Worried about health?
forever, and it's like, what's the point?
Worried about school?
You can say what if about anything.
Yes. Worried about work? Oh. Worried about school?
I live in a society.
Not so. Worried about work?
I'm a student.
Not worried about school?
I'm baby.
What did you say?
You don't really have worries, do you?
That's right.
Oh, really? Are you bored?
I'm not bored.
Not so. But you still came here. Let's see.
She's gonna yell at me.
What's wrong with you? Get back to your station and do your job. Once you're done, come back so you can help me pass the time. I'll be waiting.
Bye. Just up.
It's fine.
Tama, why do you always talk about that kind of thing?
What kind of thing? I want to hear you say it.
Not really sure what the point of that was. What or but do you like? Crystal Skull. Oh, I went to Hitomi. Oh, is Hitomi in this game? Who would have known? Sorry about that. I'm worried that might go into some other stuff. Processing speed
Say
problem.
this world really is a simulation. Then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right?
Yeah, so to be able to compute this entire reality and run for these trillions of simulations, imagine that processing speed. It's crazy.
But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon, only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory.
Okay, the slit something.
It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double slit experiment.
Well, light can both be a wave and a particle.
Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce. The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs.
What? The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower. Yes, I know that. And that's related to processing speed. Are they just saying like... Are they saying like... You know... Fucking... millions of years will be happening here, but then a second only out there, or they're saying a second out there, millions out there is like a second here.
That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Let me explain the double slit experiment. We shoot a ray of light towards a board with two slits with the screen behind it. This causes the rays to be distorted to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. Then what would happen if we shot light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on the screen. By continuously doing this, the stripes reappear. Why is this? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. The next part of this experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit the molecules went through. This causes the stripes to disappear and only two lines appeared on the screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. Yes. Holographic principle.
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before.
I've heard.
Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in a three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface. In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane, just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled to the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world. Only code that was written in the program. The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle. It has already been mathematically proven.
If you say so. That's a nice watch.
Then let us leave it at that.
Wait, did I just like pick which one?
In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true.
No.
But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality. Because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
You want to fight God?
So you mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason.
You have a clone?
If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself. We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles. Like reincarnation, or even
She got the crazy eyes.
Bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Like my brother.
Has this woman lost it?
She gonna reform it? Mend it back together? Use a magic trick?
Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with Wingsync.
I kind of don't want to wing sink her, but I guess we gotta go for it. Ooh, look at that shit, fucking weeb.
I saw everything.
What'd you see?
If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
It's hot.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WinkSync.
She?
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind. Using a regular sync.
Yeah, we're just syncing with everyone, I guess. What the fuck?